You face not Malkazar alone, but the legions I command.
So it's another beautiful day on the battle for Azeroth Beta, and today we're taking a look at the shiny, brand spanking new Demonology Warlock. And this won't be a comparison to the Legion Demolock or what they have changed, because pretty much everything has changed so far. So I'll be going over everything that is new with the Demonology Warlock, how it feels, and my thoughts on the gameplay and the new talents. And as always, if you like these kind of videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button and let's get on with the video. So as I previously mentioned, the Demonology Warlock is brand spanking new. So most of our core skills have been reworked or removed, and most of the talents have been swapped around. So taking a look at our spellbook. So the bread and butter, Shadowbolt, Hand of Gul'dan, and Call Dreadstalker works pretty much the same as always, with a few minor changes. So Shadowbolt's baseline cast time has been increased, Hand of Gul'dan can now only consume up to 3 soul shards, and Call Dreadstalker has a longer cooldown. So yeah, they work the same way, but they've been reworked a little bit. So what is new? Starting off, we have our new passive, Demonic Core. So when your Wild Imps expire, either by themselves or when you implode them, they have a 10% chance to grant you 1 Demonic Core. As well as when your Dreadstalkers expire, you will always be granted 1 Demonic Core. And Demonic Cores reduces the cast time of your Demon Bolt by 100%, effectively making it instant, and it stacks up to 4 times. Which brings us to our new spell, Demon Bolt. It's on a 4-second cast, deals X amount of Shadow Flame damage, and it generates 2 soul shards. So when you combine this with the Demonic Cores, it's an instant cast that generates 2 soul shards, giving us that sweet RNG proc system. And on that note, we have the Implosion. So demonic forces suck all of your wild imps towards the target, causing them to explode, dealing X amount of shadow damage to all enemies within 8 yards. So you lose your current imps, but you deal a shit ton of AoE damage, so seems like a fair trade to me. And as previously mentioned, every imp that you implode has a chance to grant you a demonic core, which in turn can be used to spawn new imps. Ah, the circle of life. And a fancy new cooldown, Summon Demonic Tyrant. So, summon a Demonic Tyrant to increase the duration of all your current demons by 15 seconds, as well as increasing all the damage your other demons deal by 15% while damaging your target. So starting off, the actual Demonic Tyrant that you summon does an absolute shit ton of damage, and the fact that it also increases the uptime of your other demons just feels great. So the better you time this, the bigger the reward. Having loads of imps combined with some of the other demons from the soon-to-be mentioned talents can turn this into an absolute beast of a cooldown. And moving on, Shadow Fury is now baseline, stuns everything in its area for 3 seconds. And last out, our Mastery has been reworked to fit the new Demonology changes, so it now flat out increases all your demons' damage. And this makes sense to me. I mean, it puts more emphasis on us actually being all about summoning demons and not much else. So let's go over the brand spanking new talents. So starting off with the first row, we have Dreadlash, Demonic Strength, and Bile Scourge Bombers. So Dreadlash, when your Dreadstalkers charge into the battle, their Dread Bite hits everything within 8 yards and they deal 25% more damage, making them a bit more useful to summon during AoE or cleave. Demonic Strength infuses your Felguard and command it to charge your target, unleashing a Fellstorm that deals 400% increased damage. So this gives you an extra Fellstorm to play around with apart from the baseline Fellstorm that Felguards already have. And on top of it, it deals 400% increased damage on a 1-minute cooldown, so this is a huge burst AoE. And it also does a fair amount of damage on single target. Bile Scourge Bombers tear open a portal to the Nether, spawning a ton of Bile Scourge Bombers that will deal loads of shadow damage over the targeted area. Rocking a 30-second cooldown and cost crafting 2 soul shards, but it does an absolute ton of damage. Can't say how the tuning will be in the end and how well this one will scale compared to the other talents, but right now it seems a tad broken on AoE and it's a lot of fun to play with. 30s row. Demonic Calling, Power Siphon, and Doom. Demonic Calling, Shadow and Demon Bolt has a 20% chance to make your next call Dreadstalker an instant cast, as well as reducing the cost to 1 soul shard. And currently this feels a bit underwhelming. Sure, it's nice to have it instant and cheaper, but Dreadstalker being on a 20-second cooldown and this proc does not reset it. It's just a bit compared to the other. Power Siphon, sacrifice up to 2 imps and generate 1 demonic core per imp. And it's on a 30-second cooldown. And this one is just amazing from a gameplay standpoint at least. I mean, every 30 seconds you sack 2 imps, gain in total 4 soul shards from the instant demon bolts, and can spend that on more imps or other things. This should just be baseline, to be honest. It's far too fun to play with. And if you combine this with Inner Demon, which I will go over very soon, you can start any fight with 2 demonic cores up, which is pretty damn huge. Moving on, Doom. Inflict Doom upon the target, dealing a big burst of damage after 30 seconds. And if the Doom kills the target, there's a 5% chance to summon a Doom Guard for 25 seconds. It's a bit hard to say how well this talent will work out in the end. I mean, it does a lot of damage and you can have it up on multiple targets. But I'll leave the math to the math heads, but gameplay wise, it is pretty damn boring, to be honest. I mean, if the Doomguard proc could proc every time it deals damage on any target or something like that, it might make it a tad more interesting, but right now it's just as bland as it gets. 45, Demon Skin, Burning Rush, and Dark Pact. They've been moved around, but they work the same way. So let's take a jump to our 60s row. And here we have From the Shadows, Soul Strike, and Summon Vile Fiend. So taking a look at From the Shadows, casting Dreadstalkers causes the target to take 20% additional Shadow Flame damage for 12 seconds, making Dreadstalker a pseudo cooldown if you line it up correctly. Like stacking up 5 soul shards and some demonic cores, you can go Dreadstalker into Hand of Gul'dan, into Demon Bolt, etc, etc. Which for me is pretty damn fun, because it changes the way you approach your rotation a bit, which is always nice. Soul Strike. Command your Felguard to strike the enemy target dealing X amount of damage and you generate a soul charge. It's on a 10-second cooldown. It doesn't do a huge amount of damage, but it's pretty nice just to have an extra soul gen as an instant so you can move around a bit more. And Summon Vile Fiend. More demons. So yeah, you summon a Vile Fiend to fight for you for 15 seconds. It's on a 45-second cooldown. And there's nothing fancy about it, it just bonks your target for 15 seconds. Although using it in conjunction with the new cooldown Demonic Tyrant, it's up for 30 seconds instead. 75 row, the only thing new here is Dark Fury, which reduces the cooldown on Shadow Fury by 15 seconds. Other than that, there's still Demonic Circle and Mortal Coil, and they still work the same way. Moving on to the 90s. Soul Conduit, Inner Demons, and Grimoire Felguard. Soul Conduit is Soul Conduit. Every shard you spend has a 15% chance to be refunded. So it just gives you overall more shards to work with and being able to cast spenders more often. And then we move on to Inner Demons. Every 10 seconds you summon a wild imp to fight for you. And every time this happens you have a 10% chance to summon an additional demon to fight for you. And the variety of demons that can spawn from this proc is pretty damn huge. It's everything from your standard demons to Prince Malshazar from Karajan. I mean, sure, it's RNG as hell, but having extra demons spawn every now and then is just a lot of fun. And the fact that it can be a lot of different ones just makes it feel so much more like a Demolock should. And next, Grimoire Felguard. So you summon an additional Felguard that lasts for 25 seconds and it deals 100% increased damage. It also stuns its target when summoned. So there's not much to say. More demons, sporting a 1.5 minute cooldown, works very well if you combine it with other demons like Vile Fiend, and you line it up with your cooldown Demonic Tyrant and stuff like that. But gameplay wise, for me, it's hard to not take Inner Demons. I mean, the feeling I got in a dungeon when Prince Malshazar spawned from out of nowhere, charging into the fight was just awesome. Moving on to the last row. So here we have Sacrificed Souls, the demonic consumption and nether portal. Starting off with sacrificed souls, so Shadow and Demon Bolt deal 5% more damage per demon you have summoned. So more demons, more damage. Pretty straightforward, but seeing how you have like 8 million demons up, this one increases the damage by quite a lot. Demonic consumption. Your demonic tyrant now destroys and absorbs the remaining power of all your wild imps and empowers himself. So as previously mentioned, usually when you summon demonic tyrant, he buffs every demon. With this, he still buffs all your demons except the imps. The imps he eats instead and deals more damage. And nether portal. More demons. Tear open a portal to the twisting nether for 20 seconds. Every time you spend soul shards, a demon will spawn, and this seems to share the so-called demon pool with the inner demon talent. So the more spenders you manage to cram out during that window, the more demons you can have up. And timing this properly with your demonic tyrant can just increase the amount of time you can have all those demons up. And for anyone interested in what demons can spawn from inner demons and nether portal, I will leave a link down in the descriptions below. So a few thoughts on the shiny new Demonology Warlock. This is what a Demolock should always have been, in my opinion. And as the Demonology tooltip says, a master of demons who compels demonic powers to aid him or her. And there's so many demons now and so much demonic stuff going on, and all the new demons and animations and the fairly fast-paced the spec has now. Weaving in slow spells with instant casts and the overall toolkit the Warlock has nowadays, it's just so much fun to play. I mean, if I wasn't going to tank in Battle for Azeroth, this would probably be my choice as a DPS. Just so damn fun. But yeah, that's it for the shiny new Demonology Warlock on the Battle for Azeroth Beta. And if you like these kind of videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button, share my videos, and if you have any questions at all, make sure to hit me up in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.